And speaking of chaos and intrigue and all that kind of stuff, let's go ahead and turn to the golf course out in LA. You know how it goes. The LA Country Club had a fantastic showing there towards the end. Wyndham Clark and Rory McIlroy kind of battling it out. Rory ends up losing to Wyndham Clark by a single stroke. A really fascinating end to the entire tournament there. Wyndham Clark winning his first ever major. And before we get into just kind of like talking about what happened there, Wyndham Clark, my goodness, like someone who was barely making cuts, if that, for the majority of his career, has turned it around this year, picked up his first win over at Wells Fargo, I think it was a month or two ago. And now he did not play at the Masters. He missed the cut at the PGA Championship. And then now he wins the U.S. Open. Your thoughts, Mark?
I've got three things. Number one, I thought in the final round, overcoming the bogey on 15 because Rory got it within one stroke at that point. And Rory couldn't just, at that point, he just couldn't bury a deep putt to tie it up. And it was like, oh, is the bogey on 15 going to end up costing this guy who's been in the league, in the lead most of the day? So that was my first thought. I have two other things, Lewis, and I'll go one at a time. Ricky Fowler, who ended the game atop the leaderboard too, shooting a 75 in the final round. Just point blank period didn't get it done in terms of shooting that final round. I thought he blew an opportunity. And then third, I know the serenity of golf out on the West Coast. It looked terrific. You could see the LA sky or the skyline off in the distance and everything too. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. Lewis, one day I hope we get to have a show in person where people get to come see us in person. But like, are people just going to like hold up their phones the entire time, like while we attend all kinds of events? Like, I know I'm very photogenic, but it's just like, can you not just soak in the glory of the present in the here and now and live in the moment? Like, grab a quick picture, but like soak it and appreciate it. Like, this is why Augusta and the Masters will always be the best tournament. Like on 18 with Wyndham Clark, and it was a cool moment. Like, everyone just had their phones out though. It's like, are they actually appreciating it for while they're there? Maybe people could better multitask. Maybe I'm being an elder millennial. That's where I'm at.
This very much, it has like, you know, old man screams at sky or old man screams at cloud type vibes. I get it. I understand. Like when I go to concerts and stuff, I hold my phone up, I record, take a couple pictures, and then I'm done and I pay attention. But no, okay. I will allow you to have your soapbox to yell about people
Thank
having their
you.
phone
It's therapy
out.
for me, Lewis.
But it was a great moment. It was That's good. That's good. It was a great moment though. I feel bad for Rory. I mean, the way he's just kind of had some near finishes, near wins over the past couple of years at some of these majors. It's been a little bit since he last won one. And then you mentioned his putting, which I think is huge. I was listening to CBS Sports's golf podcast that they had, and I believe the stat that they threw out there is that he was averaging on Saturday and Sunday about 40 feet of putting distance over the course of 18 holes, which is all that, for those who do not know math well, like me, that's just a couple of feet per putt, essentially, with the holes. So he was in a situation where he was making shorter putts, but he was unable to make longer putts. And when you are trying to win a major, you got to have those moments where you make those long putts. And you Wyndham Clark, so much credit, just the way you mentioned the bogey, the way he was able to battle back.
Yes.
And the way he was able to make any kind of bad situation that happened, and instead of it going terrible, he just made it okay. That was huge for him. And to see him he's 29 years old, out of Oregon, I believe. So the way he's been able to just kind of start to blossom this year has been really cool to see. It's always golf is more fun, I think, when you have some really fun storylines going into Sunday. So it was a good time. It was a good time for sure, Mark. Any last thoughts before we wrap things up?
No, I enjoyed watching it on WRAL, and I like that it started at 5:30 as well, so I could settle in after eating dinner. It's Father's Day. I got to FaceTime with my old man. I had some chicken kebabs on Sunday. It was a great way to spend my Sunday evening, just taking in the serenity and the beauty of California.
it was definitely it was something to get used to, like it going on so late at night, if you will. But hey, listen, I the more I kind of get older, not that I'm older or anything, but like the more that I appreciate my sleep is maybe how I should phrase it. The more I really envy people who live on the West Coast, who Sunday night football or whatever it is ends at like 8 o'clock for them. I'm like, man, that's the Pacific time's kind of got it made. It feels like a bit of a cheat code. But anyway, that's going to do it for us here on WRL Triangle and Two. I'm Luis Fernandez. He's Mark Bergin. Tune in. Oh, you got one more thing to add here, Mark?
One more thing, one more thing. The US Open for
Okay.
next year, so June 2024, it's going to be in Pinehurst. It's going to be in
Yeah.
our backyard, Lewis. So tickets are now available for this 2024, 2029, 35, 2041, 2047. It's going to be right here in our backyard, Pinehurst, Moore County, North Carolina, Lewis. So next year, when we're talking about it this time, it's going to be right in our backyard.
Man, that stretch of Hurricanes winning a Stanley Cup and then having to go cover Piners, that's going to be quite a stretch for WRAL folks. Speaking it into existence. Speaking it into existence.
Yes.
All right, just one more time. That's going to do it for us here at WRL Triangle 2. I'm Luis Fernandez. He's Mark Bergen. You can watch us on the 999 YouTube page. You can listen to us anywhere you get your podcasts or on WRLSportsFan.com. Thanks, y'all. We'll see you next week.